Yo, what's up, family? How y'all doing? Okay, now look. So this video gonna be pretty much about how to convert an auto loan into cash, or you will pretty much say how to convert an auto loan to an unsecured personal loan, right? Okay, so this is what you got to do, right? So back then I made a video on this, but this time I want to be a little bit more clear about what I mean, like how to, do that whole setup, right? So this is what you got to do. You got to have good credit. That's number one. But let's just say you want to convert your auto loan to an unsecured personal loan, right? So usually you want to deal with a credit union bank or a bank that gives a draft check. If you guys don't know what a draft check is, it's pretty much some banks, like once you get approved, you can shop around with that draft and it'll give you like a certain limit. It'll say do not exceed a certain amount. So say if you got approved for 75,000, it will say do not exceed 75,000, right? Now, this is if you go through the dealer aspect, but what I'm talking about is really like the personal draft, right? So say if I got like a cousin or a friend who I trust with this kind of money to do this transaction. So say my cousin named Billy, and I'm saying, hey, Billy, look, I'm about to convert this auto loan into an unsecured personal loan. I will give you, let's say, $5,000 if you do this move for me. He said, okay, cool. So what I do is I will go, let's say if I'm in Louisiana, I will go to the nearest dealership near me, right? As far as like on the website, and I will find a car that has that price tag. So if I got approved for 84,000, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a car with that type of price, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the year, make, model, and VIN, right? Because I need to put that as a part of my application. And once I go to the bank, I'm gonna put that same car, make, model, year, and VIN number, right? And I'm also gonna give them the price on how much they charging me for the vehicle. So if the vehicle's 84,000, I'm gonna put 84,000 on the loan application. Now, if I got good credit, it's gonna come back as approved, right? It's gonna say you're approved. Now, what the bank is gonna do is gonna give you the option, do you wanna pick up or do you want us to mail the draft? I prefer to pick up, right? So soon you pick up the draft, the check should have the name of the person who's selling you the vehicle. Now you're not going to put it in the name of that dealership. You're going to put it in your friend's name, Billy, because you're going to say this is a personal transaction. The bank does not verify on whether or not if this person really owned the car. All they went off of, they actually have the VIN number, so they got the records of the vehicle, they got the year, make, model, and that's all they see. They don't see the title, they don't see proof of ownership or nothing, right? Now, so once you do this transaction, let's say Billy, he go ahead and cash the check. So Billy get 75,000. Let's say if Billy get the whole 84,000, and the deal was he walk away with 5,000, whatever y'all agreed upon, right? Now you take the rest of the money. Now what the bank is going to do, they're going to send you the loan proceeds, like the promissory note and everything like that. Now, in my honest opinion, for you guys, I want you guys to sign a promissory note. I know a lot of people like, oh man, you was telling us about discharging debt. No, but you want to understand one thing. Having an auto loan on your credit and you actually paying it off is very good to have, and it also strengthen up your credit profile to get more loans. Don't just think the simple way, think in the long-term way, right? So say if I get the $75,000 loan, my goal is not to run off with it. My goal is to sign a promissory note and make sure I make monthly payments. Now, once you sign a promissory note, that's when the bank is going to contact you. Hey, sir, do you have the title? Do you have the title? Do you have the title? And you will just tell the bank, hey, I'm working on it. And then eventually after 3 months, they're going to contact you and say, hey, we haven't received the title, so we have to convert your secure auto loan into an unsecured auto loan. So pretty much you owe us this amount of payments instead. So if you was paying an $800 car note, that $800 car note turned to $1,200 car notes because the interest rates has went up. But it doesn't matter. You still making payments on the car. You still make payments towards the vehicle. And let's say you got the car for 6 months. You made payments on it, right? So say if you put $7,500 towards the car. Now you go right back to that same bank and bust that same move. But this time when you apply, you use the same person, Billy. And when you use Billy, you're going to find another vehicle that match that same MSRP, like far as like the the how much the vehicle is worth. You're gonna get the year, make, model of that vehicle with the VIN number, because they all online, it's all public. So if they got a Jeep Wrangler, they're gonna show everything about the Jeep Wrangler, the color, the year, the make, model. They're gonna show the VIN number and everything. You can just copy that, boom, and you do the same thing, but you make sure you pay back the bank. And as fast as you know it, you will probably run up 4-5 auto loans doing that same play, and you will have A1 credit, because not only one auto loan will be shown on your credit, but you can have multiple auto loans showing up on your credit. Now, if the bank decides to not lend you that, there's nothing to go to another bank who actually going to lend you that as well, because they see you paying out 2 auto loans for $84,000. They well with you. They're gonna say, oh, okay, we trust you, because if you're paying out $84,000 on an auto loan, we can give you another auto loan for $100,000. So they can get you a $100,000 draft, and you going through the same person, Billy, and you find another vehicle that matches that price range, you can bust that same play down. So you walked away with 3-4 auto loans totaling over $300,000, and that's a steal. But I will always say this: pay the banks back, because you want to build that relationship. So once you get up to 400,000-500,000, you know, the world is yours, but you can do whatever you want as far as discharging or whatever. But me personally, I believe in relationships. I believe in long-term relationships, and that's how you get bigger as far as like financial wise, because it's nothing to use your personal credentials off your credit to go ahead and get you a business started and ask the bank, hey, I need your business checking line of credit, and they see you paying back 5 auto loans at the same time over $100,000. The bank won't have no problem giving you a $350,000 checking line of credit. Like people got to understand, you know, this is what makes your profile even stronger. But this is like a little play that you can run all the time. Every time you can run this play, how to turn your auto loan into an unsecured personal loan. But it has to be a bank that give draft checks. And most banks that I see that give draft checks is credit unions. So whether that be Navy Fed, whether that be USAA, whether that be NASA Federal Credit Union, Baxter's Federal Credit Union, Green State Credit Union. What else? What else we got? You got Space Coast Credit Union. You got a whole lot of credit union banks that you could be busting down, making sure you run these plays and making sure that you paying them back, because you want to build that credentials, but you also want that cash capital. So $80,000, that's a business investment, and you paying them back. You get another $80,000 loan. That's another business investment. You rate up 160 racks on 2 vehicles. And then you go back 6 months, hit another car. And when you get 3 cars, that's when you run your move with it. Do the right thing with it. I would suggest everyone do the right thing with it, just so it can be longevity, just so it can be that good trust that the bank, have for you and everything like that. So, that's how you run the play on how to convert an auto loan to unsecured personal loan. That's the best route that you want to go about, right? Now, this is another play. Okay. Now, say if they gave you a dealer's draft check. Now, you guys who don't know about dealer's draft check, that means you actually going into the dealership. Now, depending on your dealer or who your finance agent is, this is what you also got to look at. So when you first go into the building, right, and they say, hey, where you going to register the vehicle at? You're going to say, hey, I'm registering the vehicle. Let's say if I'm registering it in Mexico. I'm going to say, hey, I'm registering it in Mexico. We temporarily visiting down there. Now, most of the time, they give you an affidavit that's stating to say that you're going to register the car out of the country, right? Now, they're going to give you the right to register your own vehicle or whatever the case might be. Now, once they give you that, right, and you can register the vehicle yourself, so what you want to do in return is you can go to your state directly and you can file for a title bond. You can search up titlebonds.com and you can buy a title bond for $1,000, right? And not $1,000, $100, right? Like $150. And if you get to a title bond, you can take that with the bill of sale to the DMV and personally apply for a title yourself without the lien holder. So when they ask you on the application, is there a lien holder on the vehicle, you can say no. Now, this is how one of my students, he did a 2-for-1. He went to the dealership. He got the dealer to not record that his bank is the lien holder. It was for I want to say an expedition. Like it was a Cadillac truck or something like that. Now the truck was, I want to say $85,000. So that same truck he got that without a lien holder. And he took that same title for the vehicle to a title loan place. A place where they actually give you money for your car. He took that to a title loan place and they gave him $75,000 or $80,000. I forgot. I ain't talked to him in a while. They gave him like $75,000 to $80,000, right, for the title. So they put a lien on the title. So he got $80,000 plus the truck. Do you know how crazy that was? He just bust 2 plays at one time. So he got a title loan and he got a loan out for the truck. That man made some magic with that, and he could continue doing the same thing with that same dealer as long as he establishing everything. And I don't know if he paying them back or whatever the case might be, but you know, that was excellent. I've seen a lot of people who did do those plays, and I've seen another brother right here, he in Miami, right? I talked to him personally. It's another one of my students. He bought a 2019 Porsche. Now he bought it from Navy Fed, right? So his credit is good and everything. So when he got the Porsche, the dealer he was, you know, dealing with, they sold him a used car. So they gave him a title, but they put the title, you know, in his name and everything like that, right? Really, his girl bought it, but he showed her about the place, so she did it in her name or whatever the case might be. But it's still their car, right? So the title was sent in her name without the lien holders, Navy Fed. So he went ahead and sold the car. Now they gave him $57,000 for the car. But what messed him up at the end, he's trying to sell it to the same dealership that he bought it from. And they was like, hey, this is wrong. It was a lien on this vehicle. So they end up telling him they can't sell, like they can't buy the car from him. But he took it to another place, and of course they're gonna buy it instantly. Said $57,000, it wasn't no problem. And he still maintained those payments and making sure that he paid the banks back just so he can build that relationship. And that's why I try to tell a lot of people, relationships is best. It's not always good just to run off with it, because when they look at your credit profile and it's naked, you can't really get no lending. So you also want to make sure that you do have a strong profile. I'm out.